All right, my friend. So we're here in an ad hoc meeting with my awesome students who are getting ready for the PMP exam, but we're going to do a daily drill, and you guys get the pleasure of being with us on a live drill. So in the live drills, my friends, you know, I always give you a preamble and I tell you what it's about. When we meet on Saturdays, it's going to be a drill for that particular chapter. So it could be chapter 4. And for those of you who've read the PMBOK guide, a very easy question would be, what is the first process in integration? Can anyone tell me? Thank you. So, you're even going like abbreviation. That's pretty cool. So Sonia says DPC, Develop Project Charter. Awesome. So things like that. And then I could ask you, what is the major output from Develop Project Charter? I could ask you that, and I expect you to choose the option that says Project Charter, or that says, there you go, or that says something else. So you totally get where I'm going with this. So that's why I told you, Sonia, you are ahead. So don't even worry, you are ahead. But anyway, I've served a poll. I'm going to launch a poll in a few seconds. But for those of you joining us on episode 20 something, whatever it ends up being, here's our first question for today. You are updating enterprise environmental factors while leading your team. Which of the following would you use as an input to this process? So this one, I don't expect anyone that hasn't gotten to chapter 9 or 10 to be able to answer this. But I've launched a poll, and I want you to, this is a nice little practice. Go with your gut. What do you think? I mean, even if you never read the PMBOK guide, have fun. Just go. You've got a 1 in 4 chance of getting the answer right. And we've still got about 3 weeks of training before we get to this. But go ahead and choose whatever you feel like, whatever you're feeling. All right. Then I have my ominous countdown. For those of you that have been on these, I count down 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And when I get to the end of the countdown, I end the poll. Now, here's the cool thing. This is anonymous, all right? So if I end the poll and I share the results, you do not see any names. It's anonymous. So it's split down the middle. So here, then I explain the logic behind the question. So the logic behind this is you are updating enterprise environmental factors. In other words, enterprise environmental factors updates. And it says while you are leading your team. So in which process do we lead the team? You lead the team in a process known as manage team. And the input to manage team listed here, the only one, is work performance reports. See? So my job eventually is to get you to the point where you know what they're talking about in the question and you feel comfortable enough to choose the right answer. Okay? So we go to the next one. And I relaunch the poll. See? So this is how the classes will go. They're going to be drills like this. The next question is, you are a project coordinator assisting the project manager to gather measurements for a particular engineering process. Which of the following is this most likely to be? Measurements. What are measurements? Are they reports? Are they data? Could we classify that as information? Or would that be a project management information system? And my countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I end the poll. Thank you for your participation. Share the results. And the answer to this is actually the lowest level, which is data. A measurement is data. Why is a measurement not information? And this is, you guys are just going to be ahead with this set of questions because they are several chapters ahead. But data is the lowest level, the raw observations you make. Those could be measurements. Measurements don't really mean anything unless you analyze them and you put them in context, and then the measurement becomes information. So if someone says, oh, this widget, we just created a widget and it's 2.5 inches, that's just data. How do we make it information? The real dimensions for this should have been 3.5, but it's 2.5. Now you're beginning to analyze, wow, we're 1 inch off. There's something wrong in our process. And you do all of this analysis to be able to glean more information from a measurement. You got to put it in context. You got to understand what it should be. You got to understand what it means to your manufacturing process, for example, and all the ramifications. Then it becomes information. All right. So that's that. I'll give you 2 more little questions here. Here's your next one. As you complete the risk audit on your project, certain discoveries regarding the project are also concluded. Which of the following is an output of this process? So it says, as you complete the risk audit, you got to know which process you do the risk audit in. So go with your gut, have fun with it. All right, thank you very much. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I love your participation. Thank you. So the answer to this, we first of all need to know that risk audits are carried out in the monitor risks process. And then you need to know the output of monitor risks is not the work performance reports. That is an input, not an output. It's not work performance data. That is an input, not an output. It's not project management information system. That's not even an input or output. That's like a tool and technique of anything. So the answer to this, my friends, is actually work performance information. It's an output of any process where you are monitoring or controlling. All right. All right, here's our final one for this drill. And it's just a nice little warm up for you to know how our Saturday classes are. And the questions will get progressively difficult as we move forward. This one says a change request was submitted. Oh, this is an interesting one. Change request was submitted. Okay. For management approval. All right, here's your poll. Let me relaunch the poll. So those were the results. Let's relaunch the poll. All right. A change request was submitted for management approval. Which of the following is an input to this process? So you got to be able to figure out, which process are they in? And then you got to be able to figure out, what is an input to this process? All right. Very good, Sonia. That is correct. Okay. That is very good. So when you see a change request mentioned, you immediately think of the process known as performing integrated change control. So let's end the poll, share the results. Nicely polarized, and that's okay. This is just one of those fun sessions. So taking a look at the options we've got, we could use the process of elimination again to say, okay, which of the following is an input? This is a tool and technique for wherever you see it. Work performance information is not an input to PICC, neither is work performance data. The answer has got to be work performance reports. So this is one of the levels you need to get to. And when you get to this level, you feel a lot more comfortable going into lower level exams and the PMP exam. So we have different tiers of mock exams per chapter and a final 50 question mock before taking our big 200 question mocks, because we have 3 200 question mocks that you can take and play with. You have a 50 question mock on the other exams. So all through the process, my friends, I want you to know that you're going to have a lot of guidance. You're going to have a lot of hand holding. And you guys made a very good choice coming on the course, because we're about to shut down admission to this course. You guys got on it really early, which was a good, very good plan. But this is how our Saturdays are. They're drills. We go through each question, explain the rationale, we break it down, and that is how it is. I'm glad you enjoyed it, because you guys are in for a very, very pragmatic study. So, I mean, let me show you the contrast to that, because when I tell people that it's a scenario-oriented training, a lot of times people want slides and slides and slides, and I tell them, look, it's not about slides and slides and slides. It's about the pragmatism of the PMBOK guide. You can watch all the videos that have all the slides and the slides and the slides, but when we meet, we are going to go into scenarios, you know, more than anything else. So let me give you an idea of the complementary piece, because there are different pieces that come in this course. And the other piece is the instruction piece. But even in the instruction piece, we endeavor not to go into death by PowerPoint mode. We utterly detest that. We utterly detest it. So we don't want any of that death by PowerPoint stuff. Well, let me give you an idea of how this is. So let's go to resource management, for example. I'll show you how the instruction could be for this area. All right, so I'll give you one process from resource management. Those of you watching on YouTube, you're getting part of the benefit of tuning into the channel, because we're going to put this up and you'll be able to see it eventually. But anyway, this is resource management. And to teach resource management, instead of bombarding you with a lot of slides, like I can show you slides till the cows come home, but instead of showing you slide upon slide upon slide, like this is one of the slides. For example, I could show you this all day, but it's a waste of time. You got a video that goes into all the minutia, all the detail. So there's no need for me to read it to you or show it to you, right? But what we will do when we get into the class is, I'll take a look at a question like this. Your team is currently going through the storming stage of team development. This can be described by one statement. Choose it. See? So we'd rather look at a pragmatic quiz like that, and then after that, we get into our scenario mode. So this is our scenario mode. We have different slides in our scenario mode. So in this one, we have the Baker Buddies. It's a very simple illustration of how project management can be applied to baking a cake. Very, very simple. So we address what is happening. Resources are a big deal for the Baker Buddies. They need to first plan resource management. What do we mean by plan resource management? Well, they need to decide on resources needed to bake this multi-million-dollar cake. And then we talk about the concept of a resource management plan to plan resources. I mean, when you're cooking dinner, you plan your resources. Have I got enough oil? Oh, I don't like canola oil. I want olive oil. Oh, do I have spices? I need nutmeg. What else? Oh, I need a helper. All right. Person X, you're going to help me. Person Y, you're going to go out to the store. You're going to buy the other bits and pieces I need. So when you're cooking dinner, you're planning resource management and you're using resources. Project management is all around us. It's so easy to see. So I make it very simple. I make it very pragmatic. And here's an example of a resource management plan, if you get what I mean. I make it very, very easy. And then we take a look at I got to give you this question. This is such an easy question. Come on, let's go with this one. Try this one. Try it. Look at me as if I'm kind of persuading you to try a new meal or drink. Go on, try it. Try it. Try this one. What is the first thing you should do? Think about it. I see some folks may have some challenges. I see Eric joined us. Eric, we're in the middle of a recording. Welcome, welcome. I'll go ahead and mute everyone for convenience because I know that some folks may not want to be heard on the call. But oh, very good. So we have 3 people who have voted, and let's end it. And indeed, the answer is what everybody chose. You see, it's that easy. It's that easy. And that's plan resource management. So this is how the course is framed. It's framed around scenarios, scenarios upon scenarios. And then we talk about concepts. For example, the concept of a RAM. A lot of people don't know how a RAM is formed, but it's the intersection of the WBS and the OBS. And we talk about that. I mean, we make it so simple. So we talk about a concept, and then we give you a question about the concept. You know, we give you a question, or we show you a slide if we need additional explanation, or we give you a question. So the Baker Buddies spend time defining resource management approaches by breaking down their resource management plan into 2 parts, known as dash and dash. So go play with this one. Another thing I try to do is get people to conquer their fear of choosing an option. So after you've used up your time, you just got to go with one option. So I'm trying to put you into the mode of taking the exam. I'm trying to put you into the pragmatic mode of looking at a scenario, looking at the language. And this is very easy language. It gets more difficult for sure, but we are building in stages, in gradations. And this is how the Saturday classes are going to be. It's that simple. We have a chapter. I show you the basics, explain the basics, reinforce what you did during the week, and away we go. All right, countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you very much. Let's end this poll, and let's take a look at the results. Let's share the results. And the answer to this is majority, which is the orange, as you see, chose physical resource management plan and team management plan. And that is the correct answer. All right. So when we get to that chapter, you'll remember, oh, yeah, that's what Phil showed us. All right. So for those of you who are watching us after the fact, I just wanted to illustrate the drills that we do on our Saturday classes. They're a lot of fun. If you're not part of this, I feel sorry that you didn't join us on time. I am going to be shutting down the admission very, very soon, maybe even tonight. So this is your last chance, seriously, because we have a lot of serious folks who have joined. They want to learn, they want to get certified, and we're just going to have to shut down the class. So maybe if there's another episode of this in the future, another round of training, you can join. But on the call right now, I've got the smart people who took advantage of the offer, Eric and Nancy and Phil and Sonia and Susanna. And we have another double of this number who are not here. So you can see we need to shut it down. So if you want to join, this is your last chance. But we need to get back to business. We're here in an ad hoc meeting, and we're talking about expectations to help us get certified. So see you soon.